Did you know that one major study found seniors who drank the wrong kind of milk had more than a 50% higher risk of fractures and inflammation? That means the same milk you thought was protecting your bones could actually be tearing them down. For decades, we were told that milk was the secret to strong bones and lasting energy. It was served at school lunches, poured at family dinners, and praised by doctors as a daily must. But after 60, the truth flips upside down. The wrong milk can quietly spike your blood sugar, inflame your joints, and even speed up memory decline. And here's the scary part: you might already be drinking it every single day. Today, I'm going to show you the 4 worst milks seniors should never touch, and the 4 best choices that can rebuild your bones, calm inflammation, and keep your mind sharp. Some of these will surprise you because they look healthy on the label, but do the exact opposite inside your body. Before we begin, I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching this video from, and what time is it right now? Leave a comment below. I can't wait to see your answers. And if you enjoy this video, hit that subscribe button. If not, just give it a like. It really helps this channel grow. So let's open the fridge door together and find out which milks are secretly helping you and which ones are quietly hurting you. Why milk matters. Even more after 60. After the age of 60, the human body begins to change in ways that often surprise people who once felt strong and steady. Bones gradually lose their density, muscles shrink faster than they rebuild, and the digestive system becomes less efficient at absorbing the nutrients that once seemed so easy to get from food. For many older adults in America, these changes show up in subtle ways. At first, a little more stiffness in the morning, a slower recovery after climbing the stairs, or the unsettling discovery that a minor fall leaves a deeper bruise than it used to. Doctors measure these changes through tests like DEXA scans, which reveal bone density, and predict fracture risk, or blood work that shows rising blood sugar and insulin resistance. Memory and cognition also become pressing concerns, with Alzheimer's disease and dementia touching the lives of millions of American families every year. The truth is, many seniors carry a quiet fear in the back of their minds. Will I lose my independence, my memory, or my ability to live on my own? That fear often grows stronger when small signs of decline begin to add up. Milk may not seem like the answer to such heavy concerns, but the type of milk you choose can quietly protect or quietly harm your body in profound ways. The right milk provides calcium, vitamin D, and proteins that strengthen bones, stabilize muscles, and help nerves fire correctly. Certain fermented milks, such as kefir, also support the gut microbiome, which research shows plays a direct role in reducing inflammation and even improving memory. On the other hand, the wrong milk, particularly those loaded with added sugars or processed proteins, can worsen insulin resistance, fuel joint pain, and accelerate cognitive decline. Clinical studies in both the United States and Europe confirm this divide. Research has shown that seniors who consumed milk varieties with high added sugar experienced higher rates of belly fat, unstable energy, and weaker balance. In contrast, older adults who switched to calcium-fortified or probiotic-rich milks showed measurable improvements in bone strength, walking stability, and even memory scores on cognitive tests. These findings suggest that milk is not a neutral choice. After 60, it is either a daily tool for protection or a silent thief that steals health one sip at a time. Think about it in everyday terms. Imagine 2 neighbors in their 70s, both drinking a glass of milk each night. One pours from a carton of flavored lactose-free milk with added sugars, believing it helps digestion. The other chooses plain kefir rich, with probiotics and natural calcium. 10 years later, the difference may be striking. One struggles with brittle bones and constant fatigue, while the other still tends a garden, climbs the porch steps with confidence, and recalls stories with sharpness. The message here is not to fear milk, but to choose wisely. Seniors in America face enough invisible pressures, rising healthcare costs, the desire to stay independent, and the worry of being a burden on loved ones. By paying attention to something as simple as the kind of milk in your fridge, you take back a measure of control over those pressures. The science is clear. The right milk supports your bones, muscles, and mind, giving you more years of strength and clarity. And the hopeful part is this change can start with the very next glass you pour. The 4 worst milks. After 60. 1. Sweetened almond milk. At first glance, almond milk seems like one of the smartest swaps for older adults who want to protect their bones without the heaviness of dairy. The cartons look clean, the labels often show a smiling almond, and the marketing promises a lighter, healthier option than cow's milk. Yet when you take a closer look, many versions on the shelf are quietly loaded with added sugars, cane, sugar fructose, or even syrups designed to make the drink taste sweet and appealing. For a senior body already facing reduced insulin sensitivity, those sugars do not behave kindly. Each glass can spike blood sugar, leading to a quick burst of energy, followed by the familiar crash that leaves you drained and foggy. Over time, this pattern promotes belly fat, worsens arthritis flare-ups, and increases the risk of type 2 diabetes. Many older adults wonder why their joints feel stiffer or their waistline grows despite eating what they believe is healthy. Sweetened almond milk is one of those silent culprits. Another hidden issue is that most commercial almond milks contain very little almond at all, often less than 2%. The rest is water thickeners, gums, and flavorings. That means you are not getting the natural magnesium, vitamin E, or antioxidants that whole almonds provide for brain and joint health. You end up with a drink that feels healthy but gives back very little. The good news is simple. You don't need to give up almond milk, you just need to choose wisely. Look for unsweetened calcium-fortified almond milk. The label should clearly state no added sugar and include calcium, vitamin D, and magnesium. This combination helps keep bones stronger, muscles contracting properly, and nerves firing with clarity. With this small shift, almond milk can move from being a quiet enemy to a daily ally. 2. Unfortified oat milk. Walk into any American coffee shop today, and you will see oat milk everywhere. It is trendy, creamy, and often marketed as gentle on digestion and friendly to the heart. For many older adults who struggle with lactose intolerance, it feels like the perfect solution. But here is the problem: unfortified oat milk can be one of the worst traps for seniors over 60. The first danger is nutrient gaps. Unlike fortified versions, most unfortified oat milks provide little to no calcium or vitamin D. Those two nutrients are absolutely essential for protecting aging bones, preventing fractures, and maintaining balance. Without them, every glass is essentially empty calories. To make matters worse, oats naturally contain phytic acid, an anti-nutrient that binds to minerals like calcium and magnesium, blocking their absorption. For a senior already struggling with bone loss, this can accelerate weakness, in a way that is rarely noticed until a fall or fracture happens. The second danger is blood sugar. Oat milk is naturally high in carbohydrates, and many commercial versions add even more hidden sugars. These carbs break down quickly in the body, causing insulin spikes and crashes. Seniors often notice heavier legs after meals, more fatigue in the afternoons, and a creeping rise in belly fat, all of which can be tied back to unstable blood sugar. If you enjoy oat milk, you do not need to abandon it completely. The safe path is to choose unsweetened and fortified versions. Look for labels that provide at least 25% of your daily calcium and vitamin D per serving. By doing so, you can enjoy the creamy taste without draining your bones or spiking your blood sugar. 3. Flavored lactose-free milk. For many older adults, lactose intolerance creeps in after midlife, turning a once-loved glass of milk into a source of bloating and cramping. Lactose-free milk feels like a lifesaver, restoring comfort and making dairy enjoyable again. But flavored lactose-free milks, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, are some of the most deceptive products in the dairy aisle. The danger lies in the additives. These versions are often packed with added sugars, artificial flavors, and unhealthy oils. What should be a gentle digestive-friendly drink becomes a metabolic burden. A recent study showed that older adults who consumed flavored lactose-free milk regularly developed higher fasting insulin levels and gained more belly fat in just a few months. For seniors whose insulin sensitivity is already declining, this sugar overload is like adding fuel to the fire. Beyond sugar, many flavored lactose-free milks include artificial sweeteners such as sucralose or stabilizers like carrageenan. These additives can disrupt the gut microbiome, aggravate thyroid imbalances, and increase joint pain for sensitive individuals. Instead of easing inflammation, they stir it up quietly, undermining your comfort and mobility. The solution is refreshingly straightforward. If you need lactose-free milk, choose plain, unsweetened varieties. These still provide calcium, protein, and vitamin D without the chaos of added sugars and oils. If you crave flavor, add natural options, blend in blueberries, sprinkle cinnamon, or stir in a spoonful of unsweetened cocoa. That way, you can satisfy your taste buds without sabotaging your health. 4. Ultra-pasteurized conventional A1 cow's milk. For many Americans, the most familiar milk is the gallon of cow's milk that has sat in the refrigerator for decades, poured over cereal, or added to coffee. It feels safe and comforting, tied to childhood memories. But for seniors, ultra-pasteurized conventional cow's milk, especially from A1-type cows, can be far more harmful than it appears. The first concern is the protein itself. Most commercial cow's milk in the United States comes from cows that produce A1 beta-casein, a protein linked to gut inflammation, immune stress, and even cognitive decline. When digestion slows and the gut lining weakens with age, this protein can trigger small inflammatory reactions that ripple through the body. Seniors may notice it as worsening arthritis pain, slower reaction times, or stiffer joints, but often never connect it back to the milk they drink daily. The second concern is the processing. Ultra-pasteurization heats milk to extremely high temperatures, killing bacteria, but also destroying beneficial enzymes and denaturing delicate proteins. For an older digestive system already low in stomach acid, this makes the milk harder to process and reduces nutrient absorption. What looks like a nourishing drink may leave your body struggling to use its nutrients. Finally, there is the issue of residues. Conventional milk often comes from cows treated with growth hormones, antibiotics, and GMO feed. Traces of these substances can accumulate in the body, interfering with hormone balance, calcium regulation, and immune function. For seniors fighting to maintain mobility and independence, this hidden chemical load is an added burden. The better alternatives are clear. If you want traditional dairy, choose A2 milk from cows that produce only A2 beta-casein, which is easier to digest and less inflammatory. Or consider goat milk or kefir, both of which provide nutrients in a form the aging body can handle more comfortably. Avoid ultra-pasteurized varieties whenever possible, and look for gently pasteurized or minimally processed options. Each of these four milks looks harmless on the surface, yet carries risks that become more pronounced with age. The sweetened almond milk that claims to be light, the oat milk that feels trendy and modern, the flavored lactose-free milk that promises comfort, and the conventional A1 cow's milk that feels familiar, all can quietly steal strength, mobility, and clarity from seniors who trust them. But by understanding the science, paying attention to labels, and making small but informed choices, older adults can protect their bones, joints, and minds. The message is simple. Milk after 60 is not just about taste, it is about independence, and choosing wisely means choosing strength. The four best milks. After 60. 1. Goat milk. Goat milk may not be the first choice you see in the supermarket aisle, yet for seniors, it can be a remarkable ally. Unlike conventional cow's milk, which often contains A1 protein that irritates digestion, goat milk is naturally rich in A2 protein, making it much gentler on the stomach. Older adults who struggle with bloating reflux or discomfort after dairy often find goat milk easier to handle, and many report that it feels smoother and lighter after just a few days of trying it. The benefits extend well beyond digestion. Goat milk is packed with essential minerals that aging bodies desperately need, including calcium, phosphorus, and zinc. These minerals form the building blocks for strong bones, and they work together to reduce the risk of fractures that can steal independence in later years. Goat milk is also one of the few natural sources of selenium, a trace mineral that supports thyroid function, immune health, and even mood stability. For seniors who sometimes feel fatigued or low in energy, selenium can make a subtle but meaningful difference. Scientific research has confirmed that goat milk helps with nutrient absorption as well. In clinical trials, older adults who switched from cow's milk to goat milk reported fewer digestive issues and better calcium uptake, meaning the calcium actually reached the bones instead of being wasted. In daily life, that translates into steadier balance, fewer aches after movement, and a greater sense of resilience. Using goat milk is simple and pleasant. Warm a small glass with a sprinkle of cinnamon or turmeric for an anti-inflammatory bedtime drink, or pour it over oatmeal in the morning for a gut-friendly breakfast. The flavor is slightly richer than cow's milk, but quickly becomes comforting once it is part of your routine. For seniors searching for a natural, nourishing choice that supports both digestion and bones, goat milk is a timeless option worth rediscovering. 2. Unsweetened, calcium-fortified almond milk. Almond milk has become a household staple across America, but the key is choosing the right version. Many commercial almond milks are loaded with sugar, but unsweetened, calcium-fortified almond milk offers seniors a safe, smart alternative. It contains no lactose, very few calories, and it does not cause the blood sugar spikes that lead to fatigue and belly fat. For older adults, managing diabetes or prediabetes, this is a major advantage. Beyond its low impact on blood sugar, almond milk delivers a trio of essential nutrients when fortified properly: calcium, vitamin D, and magnesium. Calcium strengthens bones, vitamin D helps the body absorb calcium effectively, and magnesium supports muscle contraction and nerve health. Together, they form a protective team that helps seniors walk more steadily, avoid cramps, and maintain balance. Almond milk also contains vitamin E, one of the most powerful antioxidants for brain health. Clinical studies have shown that seniors with higher vitamin E intake experience slower cognitive decline, sharper memory, and better focus. This means that every sip of almond milk may not just help your body, it may also support your mind. For those who fear losing independence due to memory loss, this is a reassuring discovery. Practical use is straightforward. Pour almond milk into a smoothie with blueberries and flaxseed for a joint-friendly breakfast, or enjoy it chilled in the afternoon as a refreshing replacement for sugary drinks. You can also use it in steel-cut oatmeal or chia pudding, creating a meal that nourishes your brain bones and circulation all at once. By choosing unsweetened calcium-fortified almond milk, seniors can enjoy the taste of dairy-free milk without sacrificing their health. 3. Kefir. Kefir may look like drinkable yogurt, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful healing milks available to seniors. This fermented milk contains more than 30 strains of beneficial probiotics, far more than standard yogurt. For aging adults, whose digestive systems often slow down, these probiotics make a profound difference. They restore balance in the gut microbiome, improve nutrient absorption, and reduce inflammation that quietly eats away at mobility. Clinical studies highlight kefir's unique advantages. Seniors who drank kefir daily for just 12 weeks showed greater diversity in gut bacteria, better vitamin D absorption, and improved calcium uptake. These changes directly translated into stronger bones, steadier balance, and fewer complaints of joint pain. Because falls are one of the leading causes of hospitalization in older adults, anything that improves stability has enormous value. Another standout benefit of kefir is vitamin K2. This vitamin acts like a traffic director for calcium, ensuring it goes into bones rather than settling in arteries. Without K2, calcium supplements and fortified foods can sometimes cause more harm than good by contributing to arterial stiffness. With kefir, you get the calcium your body needs and the K2 that makes it safe and effective. Adding kefir to daily life is both simple and versatile. Drink a small glass with lunch to support digestion, blend it into a smoothie with berries for an anti-inflammatory breakfast, or mix it with chia seeds for a nutrient-dense snack. The taste is slightly tangy, but most seniors adapt quickly and come to appreciate its refreshing flavor. For those over 60, kefir is not just a food, it is a daily ritual that supports bones, balance, and even brain function. 4.A2 Whole milk. On the surface, A2 whole milk looks exactly like regular cow's milk. It pours the same froths the same and tastes familiar. But the difference lies in its protein. Unlike conventional milk, which contains A1 beta-casein, A2 milk comes from special cows that produce only the A2 protein. This form is easier to digest, less inflammatory, and far gentler on aging bodies. Seniors who switch from A1 to A2 milk often report less bloating, reduced joint pain, and clearer thinking. Research supports these experiences. In controlled studies, older adults who consumed A2 milk showed fewer digestive symptoms, better calcium retention, and even improved cognitive clarity compared to those drinking standard milk. Because bone density naturally declines after 60, the ability to actually absorb and use calcium is critical. A2 milk provides all the nutritional benefits of traditional milk, calcium, protein, vitamin D, without the hidden costs of inflammation. A2 milk also supports muscle repair and brain health. It contains high-quality protein that helps maintain lean muscle mass, which is essential for preventing frailty. The presence of vitamin B12 and iodine further protects the nervous system and supports mental sharpness. In other words, A2 milk strengthens both body and mind in ways that regular milk simply cannot. When choosing A2 milk, look for full-fat, grass-fed varieties that are not ultra-pasteurized. The natural fat helps with the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like D and K2, which directly benefit bones and joints. Enjoy it over steel-cut oats in the morning, blend it with low-sugar fruits like blueberries for a brain-friendly smoothie, or sip a warm glass before bed to relax and nourish your body overnight. For seniors who still love the comfort of cow's milk but want to avoid the pitfalls, A2 whole milk is the upgrade that keeps you strong, steady, and clear-minded. Each of these 4 milks offers something uniquely valuable for seniors. Goat milk soothes digestion and strengthens bones. Almond milk, when chosen, wisely protects blood sugar and brain health. Kefir restores gut balance and improves stability. And A2 whole milk provides all the nourishment of traditional dairy without the silent harm. Together, they prove that milk after 60 does not need to be an enemy. Instead, with the right choices, it can become one of the simplest daily habits that preserve independence, protect memory, and keep life enjoyable. The decision rests in your hands, and the next glass you pour can either weigh you down or lift you up. How to choose safe milk. After 60. One of the simplest but most powerful habits for seniors is learning how to read a milk label carefully. After the age of 60, your body depends on calcium, vitamin D, and magnesium to keep bones, strong muscles steady, and nerves firing with clarity. If those nutrients are missing, every glass of milk becomes little more than empty calories, leaving your body quietly hungrier for what it truly needs. When you stand in the grocery aisle, look for the words unsweetened and fortified. Unsweetened means no added sugars, which protect your blood sugar from dangerous spikes and crashes. Fortified means extra calcium and vitamin D have been added, giving you the minerals your body can no longer store as efficiently as it once did. These 2 words can transform a carton of milk from a health risk into a health ally. Equally important is knowing what to avoid. Ultra-pasteurized milk may last longer on the shelf, but the high heat strips away enzymes and makes digestion harder. Flavored versions like chocolate or vanilla may taste comforting, but the added sugars and artificial sweeteners quietly inflame joints and raise blood pressure. And artificial thickeners or stabilizers ingredients, with names that sound more like chemicals than food, can upset digestion and strain an older gut. It may feel overwhelming to keep track of all these details, but the truth is, reassuring 1 or 2 careful choices can protect your bones, your joints, and your energy. Think of each carton as a decision about independence, not just taste. By choosing unsweetened, fortified, and minimally processed milk, you give yourself the gift of strength, clarity, and comfort with every sip. As we've seen today, not all milk is the same after 60. Some kinds quietly work against your bones, joints, and memory, while others nourish your strength, protect your independence, and keep your days brighter. The real lesson is simple. With a few small but mindful choices, you can turn an everyday habit into a tool for long-lasting health. Of course, if you have specific medical conditions or notice troubling symptoms, it's always best to sit down with your doctor and get personal guidance. These tips are shared for general awareness. If you're facing any health challenges, be sure to check with your doctor before trying anything new. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What was the most valuable insight you gained from this video? Share it in the comments below. Or if you simply feel encouraged, type the word HOPE. Your voice not only inspires me, but it helps others in this community feel less alone. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel, tap the notification bell, and share it with a friend or family member who might benefit. Small acts of sharing can ripple outward, helping someone else live stronger, longer. So here's my wish for you tonight. May every glass you pour bring you comfort, clarity, and the quiet confidence that you are still in charge of your health and your future. Stay steady, stay hopeful, and take good care of yourself.